Hello, Rhoda here. Welcome to my craft room. Today I've got to do my Caroline's Craft Tree challenges. I am behind. I still have last week's, which was week 19 to do. And if I have enough time, I'll squeeze that in at the end of this video. But we're going to be doing week 20 today, which is dictionary, door, bubbles, envelope, and ink. And I got all my little goodies laid out here. I do need to give you the flip through, or not the flip through, but the sneaky peek of the subscriber journal. And this is the ones that I've shown you so far. Let me see if I can set that down here. I've shown you this page, that page, and I just showed that page. So this is the next one to show. I've been trying to keep them in order because so I can keep up with it. Now, this is the center signature of the first signature. So, it's just got a strip, scrap strip tuck that I made over here. It says, best day ever. Let me see if I can hold that up. It says, best day ever. And then I just had some washi on it. And just pieces and parts I had left over. And this was the last little piece of a rub-on that I had from the Dollar Tree. And it talked about spring. So I thought that would be pretty to put here, and it was sort of toned down. I had a really bright one here before, and it just didn't work. Well, this is a piece that I made from Mrs. E, Scrapbooking with Me. And so it's just a little piece. It flips out. It could be a standalone book. It doesn't have to be in here, but I wanted it in here anyway. So that has just a little journal card, and these are larger journal cards that you can journal in. And then it's got a few things in the back, so it's not totally bare back there. This one I think has a few as well, and that one's glued on. Those are little seed packets from her granddaughter, Brittany, I think it was. Anyhow, I had another one here, and then that's the back. And I just did a little cluster here. That's a washi, that's a washi. So, it could have been in the butterfly journal, but I thought I had enough flowers to go in the flower journal. So, that is your sneaky peek of the day. Boy, is that bright. So, let me get that out of the way. And I'm working on my mermaid journal. And I got the cover done. So here's the cover. It's kind of loud as well. I put a lot of bling on it. So that's what she looks like. I have a cloth cover, or cloth spine. It's made out of, what did I make it out of? 2 pizza boxes? Yeah. The one layer wasn't thick enough, so I put another layer. This thing here is like this ratty old dip net from like a fish tank. And I had it outside working in my fish ponds with it, and it's dry rotted and fell off the wire hanger and everything. So it got put on the front of there. Now, these are my 2 signatures. I'm still not sure which one I'm going with as the first one. Probably this one because of the blingy look. But this was a tuck I just made last night. And I've been trying to put a few little decorations in as I go. Here's another big tuck I just made. And it's mostly oceany looking pages. I don't really have that many mermaid things. Most of my mermaids are tails. That's all that was in the kit. So, I'm calling it the Elusive Mermaid because that's all you see is her tail. And I did create an arm. I drew an arm to put on here where it looks like she's going through the net and she's escaping it. That's my idea. Okay, well, thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for coming. Thank you for spending a little time with me and seeing what I got up to, and I hope I give you a few ideas today. This is the page that I have chosen to put this Caroline's Craft Tree Challenge on. So I'm going to pull it out. I'm going to set these aside. I love this paper. and get them out of the way. They'll go right over here. And I have an envelope. That was the one main item. I've got a few little goodies here. And the way I'm going to do this, I'm going to secure it down. I think I'm going to go halfway up so it's even Steven. And I'm going to just put it near the end. I'm not going to go all the way to the end. You know, I actually think if I can, I may actually glue it. And I got all these little, you see them, these are like little letters. And I forget where I got them. I bought a bunch of stuff when we went to Alaska in 2004. So it may be that. But they're different little letters of the alphabet. I can't get the seagull one. But that's the seagull. It's an M. But out of sight, out of mind for me. So I got them out here so I'd see them. So I could get them in my book. But anyway, what we're going to do, I believe, if it's strong enough, I am going to do a V glue. So I've got a little pocket there. And you know what we're going to do? We're going to use this. I'm not going to go... Will that hold? I don't know if that'll hold. We're going to go with not Barely Arts, but Art Glitter. I know this Art Glitter will hold this. Now, before I want to put it down, where's my other... I want to ink it. That is the other prompt is ink. And we're going with Salty Ocean Distress Ink. And I thought that would tie it in with the colors, like the color of this jellyfish and all that. But we're just going to go around the outside edge here with this. And just spit a little color on there. Sorry, I was flicking something off of there. Oh, goodness. Yeah, we used to go to the ocean down at Virginia Beach when I was young. And, oh, it was so fun. Now, I was never one for the hot sand. Nasty. I can't stand sand. But I love to get into the water and wade. And I would look for stuff. I was always looking, what do they call those? Sand fleas? Those little critters that go through the waves and the sand and stuff there at the shoreline. But I'd always try to catch fish or crabs or anything else that was there in that water. I do that in fresh water as well. So it never, I wasn't prejudiced, you know. It was wherever I could get a hold of them. But I was just fascinated. I was always fascinated with nature. All right, let's do a little bit on the outside, or back side. This is the part that'll be against the page. So just a nice little frame is all you need. And I'm not going to worry about the rest of it, maybe. Maybe the mouth. And I do have to get in here and give it a little bit of a more glue, because this is an old envelope. Boy, is it old. And I can't get it to where I can show you and do it at the same time. There, maybe that'll work. Hard to hold it and keep it open. There we go. Good enough. And that might be all we're going to do with that. So let me get in here with the glue and see how it's kind of parting right there. We're going to get in there, put a little bit of glue because we don't want it to snag on what goes into the pocket. Yeah, and then the best way to do it is just put your finger on there and push down. See if that did it. I know I need a little bit there. Sometimes you can follow it all the way down. And I think maybe the other side. Nope, the other side's good. All right, now, what we're going to do is we are going to... Do I need to do anything else to this? No, this is fine. We're going to go right in with it. Going in. All right, we are going to do something experimental. And a good 1/4 of an inch line of glue. We're going to go with that much, because we want a good hold. I don't know if that was too much glue or not, but we'll see. Because I got an idea for what I want to do with that. All right, let's see. Let me just put it right here like this and line it up, and then I can lay it down. Is that even? Yeah, I think it is. Top, bottom, side to side. There. And I'm going to go down. It didn't squeeze out too much, so we're good. And the idea here is that I can go in here. Where's me something to show you? I can go in here with something right there and tuck it in. It's a little triangular space, so it's sort of odd. But say you wanted to put like a tab or something to stick out on that page to help you flip them. Sometimes you need help flipping the pages, you know. So there, that's holding really well too. So we're good with that. I had this extra piece of doily, and I thought we'd put that there as well. So we're going to do it as best as we can. And just, because, you know, these holes like to snag the nose of your glue bottle so bad. So we're going to kind of try to rub and dot. And it will hold it well enough for our purposes. Because I think I'm going over this a little bit with my... It's not a squid, it's a jellyfish. So he'll hold the rest of it down for me. I just need to get mostly the outside edge. Alright, good enough. Now, I just needed something to keep this bare bones mouth here to be more interesting. There we go. And some of these things are not part of the prompt words, but, you know, I thought they would be interesting. Now, these are like little washies that came with this kit that I got for the Mermaid long ago. They've actually changed her kit because I bought these when they were clearance. So what we're going to do here, I'm pulling this one off, and I want it to be like right there to kind of fill in that raw edge. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this back up, at least on this side, and where I know it's going to be, I'm putting a line of glue. It's kind of hard to do this washi. It is wiggly. Very, very wiggly. So there we go. Oops, that'll do the trick. Can you see? I'm sorry, I'm probably way down here in the corner. Gotta figure out where to end. There we go. And put that back on. Yeah, I think it makes it look a little neater. I don't like that raw, jaggedy looking edge. Now, I've got this to put on here. And I'm going to just put, see, he's going to kind of go over that. So we're not going to have to worry. He's going to hold the doily down. So put a little glue on him, wiggle it, get to all the ends. I don't like these white outer edges, so I always like to cut them off. So anyway, back to the beach. We used to go to the beach. I used to play in it. But I love to see the lighthouses. Oh, man. And I just got done with my lighthouse journal. But I don't know if it's everybody's forte, because I haven't had too many people looking at it so far. So maybe I'm not in the wrong season or something. I have a few good little ideas in there, so in case you didn't see it, you know, I always come up with something different. I think it's something different to me, you know, and I checked to see if anybody else has done it before. Oh, okay. Anyhow, so this is a door out of the Mente Door book, and I love it because it's got this mint green, and, you know, it really doesn't have anything to do with ocean, not really, but I thought it was pretty, and, you know, I needed a journal card for inside of my envelope, so I thought that would work. Now, I've got this. It is one of them clear. I got it in Happy Mail. It looks a little like seaweed, so I thought maybe that would work. So we're going to just put it up here on our door. I think it's actually a rose bush. I'm not sure. Oh, there's my stray kitty. Well, let me get off of here and feed Kitty, and I will be back. Kitty, don't wiggle anything. Okay, I got him taken care of. So anyway, everything around the beach I find is fascinating. I mean, you've got the Chincoteague ponies up there that come across, and I'll put that in. Oh, I did have something I had to put on back. But they come across, and people can actually buy them and take them home. They take the babies and thin it out because, you know, there's not that much to eat up around the beach and everything, because we went down to that Ocracoke on the ferry to see that other lighthouse. And I swear the trees and stuff look like bushes. It was so stunted. Nothing grows very high down there because of, I think, the wind and the type of soil. So anyway, you know, I've always been fascinated with horses. And then we, lately, you know, the last 5 years or so, I had gone with another lady to a reunion that she had out there, Kilmarnock. It's out there on like the little peninsula that kind of, oh, whoops, I wiggled that. The little peninsula that goes out there in the ocean. So that was very fascinating. We would go across to Tangier Island, and that is an experience. Not only to go across there, but how they live out there on that little island. It's fascinating. I forget what they said. It was like a shipwreck or something was there, and there was the people that's out there descend from Cornish people in England, and you can still hear their speech, or it was something of New England. Maybe it was New England. But anyhow, I got a little pocket there. So that one's done. The front here, bubbles, is another one of my words. So this is the Tim Holtz die, bubbling, I think it's called. So what we're going to do, I'm going to get in here, and I want a nice raw edge along this section up in here. And I don't know whether I need to cut it. Maybe I need to cut it. But I need to start right down here, because I want to go with the edge of the envelope, and then I kind of want to go in. Yeah, I want to slowly go in. Okay, so yeah, you can hear it in some of the people's way of speaking out there. It's real fascinating. But we got to see their, you know, fishing is their way of life, and I guess tourism as well, because that's about the only way they'd make any money is with tourism. And you have to rent these golf carts and things to ride around, because there's only a couple cars. I mean, they don't go anywhere. it's an island. So anyhow, and then another thing, we went up the is it Charles Island? I think it's called Charles Island. And anyhow, we went up there and rode halfway up, and that's where you would go up to go to Chincoteague, where the ponies are. So anyhow, we rode up that way, and it was a place to eat up there called Stingrays. Oh, we went in there. I got something called she crab soup. That stuff was delicious. Oh my gosh. So the whole rest of that trip, that's all I did. I got she crab soup everywhere. So I did a little practice to see whose was the best, how they were different, that kind of thing. Now, the one I had out on Tangier Island, that was really, it was like liquid. It was so runny. It was like water. It had a great flavor now. It was delicious, but I had a creamier one at another place. And the one at Stingrays, that one was a creamy. It was like half and half. It was just right. He's like Goldilocks bed. So anyhow, that was really good. But I had it everywhere. And I come back home, and actually we have what they call the depot down here in town was actually serving. I think it was a she crab soup at one point before the big C. Now they don't anymore. Oh God, it was so good. And now it's no more. Okay, this part is my other prompt word dictionary. So I took a few words out of the dictionary that I had left. I've been picking and parting with a lot of those. I've got sea, a body of salt water which covers most of the earth. And I have jellyfish, because that's what's going to be on this page. And a jellyfish is any of a number of free-swimming marine animals and of jelly-like substance, and that's for sure. That's about all they are, is jelly, jelly, jelly. Okay, we are putting this on here and try to get it as good as possible. So, yeah, but yum, yum, yum. If you ever get a chance to have some she crab soup, you better get it. And it's so good near the ocean, you know. It's kind of neat to go back to places that you went to when you were a child, and you got certain impressions from the place then, and then you got a chance to see it in the here and now and how things have changed. Like, oh, I'd love to go back to Alaska. We had planned to, but it never really worked out because we had a group of ladies and a few guys that were going to go with us, but it just never happened. Boy, we had such a good time up there. Got on a train. I don't know. I think that must have been my most fascinating thing, was getting on that train and riding up into Canada. Got to see so much. Our trip up there was wonderful. We didn't have fog. We had a little bit, but we didn't hardly have any most of the trip. And we had people that worked with us at Walmart that had went up there after us, like a week or two after, and they went on that same, it was the White Pass. It took you up through Klondike country where they did the gold rush. All the people went up through there, all the horses and stuff that suffered, and but anyhow, they went, and it was foggy the whole time. They couldn't see nothing. Oh man, that wouldn't have been worth the trip. Because, I mean, it does get a little foggy up there at a certain point, but the whole way? No. And I guess you can't get your money back. We did a lot of excursions on there. We went on whale watching and all kinds of stuff. I guess that's part of the water. I'm kind of talking about water, so that would work. But yeah, we went whale watching. We had thought we would see them along the inner passage, or, you know, where our ship was sailing. And they said that more than likely we would. We just never did. So once we got to Juneau, we decided to buy one of those tours, or, you know, what you could call it. I can't remember what they called them now. So we went. And I'm going to do this. I got Mermaid made it. It's marine life. So I'm going to put me a little jellyfish up here. And so anyhow, we bought this 3.5 hour. Juneau was the place we were at the longest. We were there almost 12 hours. So we had went on a gold panning and salmon bake. And we had got that done. And then we got back and everybody got together. The other girls went on a dog sledding up on a glacier. It was expensive. It was like $400 and some back then. I have no clue what it costs now. But anyhow, we all got back together and decided to go on that tour. Oh, that turned out kind of pretty. I wonder if I could get one right there, too. Although, his tendrils will be in the way. Shucks. He is jelly. I might put him on the back. I say he is jelly. You could see through him, but we won't do that. We'll put a few back here because I needed something on the back side. Now, I could always do my bubbles back here as well for an added interest. And maybe I will. Let's do that. I'll finish my Alaska discussion. But yeah, so we went on and it was gorgeous. Oh, man. I took so many photos that trip. Back then you used reels of film, and I had so many cartridges. I took 15 cartridges in all. I was taking pictures of everything. And anyhow, so we got out there. When they took you somewhere, like to the gold panning we went to, all of our guides would tell us stories about the area, the history. Oh, it was wonderful. I wrote down all kinds of stuff in this little pad. And I did stuff on my Facebook page. I've got all the pictures, the better ones, you know, on my Facebook. And I wrote down all the information they told us and that kind of stuff. And I really recorded it for everybody if they had forgotten what we had done and all those good things. Anyhow, yeah, we got to hear all about the area. There was something on there that was interesting about a lumber camp. And these lumber camp people, mostly you travel by water up there. So they had these big, huge rafts made out of logs. And they actually had their houses and stuff on these log rafts. And they would float them to wherever the logging and such was happening. So I thought that was really interesting. Yeah, whole families would live on these log rafts, and they would just get a tugboat and pull them around to where they needed them to be working the next time around. Oh, I need to cut that one. You don't go out that far. There we go. So, yeah, we got to learn a lot about the area as we got taken somewhere. And when we got out on our boat to see, they had to find a whale first. And so I don't know, somebody must like pass the word when they see one. And so they knew where to take us. So we get out there and we watch him. He's eating. And so what the deal was is he will go and you'll see him come up. And you see his, what is that, the dorsal fin, the one that's on top of him? You'll see his dorsal fin. And then he'll go down. And then he'll come back up a second time. And you see his dorsal fin. Then he'll come up a third time. You see him blow. And then you'll see him dive. And he dives down. And then you see his tail. So I don't know how many times you had to wait. Because he'd go down for 30 minutes at a time. So I don't know how many times I had to try to get just the right angle or photo to get his tail. That was something. But while we were waiting for him to come up, this one time, they take us out to this buoy. And these sea lions have all taken over this buoy. And the thing is, there was too many sea lions for the one buoy. Oh, rats. So anyhow, I'm not going to worry about it. I might put a fish there. I don't think anybody will notice. But yeah, so they would fight. They were fighting for the buoy. They'd jump up out of the water and bite the next guy and that kind of thing. So, yeah. it was a bunch of the roughnecking going on. So that was kind of fun to watch. And so we got to do that until, you know, we figured the whale was going to come back up again. And it was fascinating. And we were out there. This was the land of the midnight sun. Now, at that point when we went was in May. The sun did not go down until almost midnight. It was very close to midnight. And, yeah, I'm going to put a couple fish on here. Swimming around. But I had to change to my Barely Arts glue because these are vellum. But yeah, it was just fascinating. Oh, the wind was, I mean, it was sort of still winter. If you had your coat and everything on, you were good. It's just, you know, I was too excited. You could go inside and sit if you wanted to. They had a place inside, and I think Shirley, one of the ladies, she went in a lot to sit down and just watch the scenery, but I wanted to be out there to see the whale. Oh, we went on the White Pass where we went up on the train. I forgot to mention, we were going up, and there was this one place the guy kept saying, you want to be out there on the back of the car. He said, because the one great opportunity, I got that. I'm going to trim that. The one great opportunity to get is when we're going around a curve, because you can see all the beautiful cars. They were green and red. You can see all the cars. We've got a tunnel, 3 tunnels coming up. Or no, it was 2 bridges and a tunnel. I'm sorry. So we had 2 bridges and a tunnel. So me and Tanya, she's got her video camera. I got my Minolta camera out there, and we're getting ready and set up, and there's a bear. And the bear ran across the tracks, and he got stuck on a peninsula. I mean, it was a drop-off. So we got photos of him. It was so exciting. Okay. Enough of that. All right, anyhow, we are finished with our week 20 Caroline's Craft Tree Challenge. And this is dictionary. We have door, which is in here as my journal card. We have bubbles. They're on both sides of my envelope, which is the other one. And then ink. We used ink to do the edges, and we did inking as our little thingy there. What is the time? Oh, it's 32 minutes. I'm not going to get the other one done today. So I'm going to have to do that as a separate video. It might be a short one. So anyhow, everybody, thank you for coming to see me. Everybody that watches me, I really appreciate it when you comment, when you like. It really helps my channel. If you feel like subscribing, I would appreciate it, but only if you want to, if you like what I do. Don't feel like it's necessary. But I really appreciate everybody that stands behind me and supports me and everything in my little endeavor. And thank you very much for my speeches and all my talks today. I hope you enjoyed it. Well, thank you. Have a great day, and goodbye.